You already know what time it is. 6 videos into the Metaphor series, and it's finally time to fight the final boss. Last time, we learned the truth about the prince, and this time, we are going to take down Lewis and find out whatever is going on with the meta-narrative. After that, I'll give my thoughts on the game as a whole, as well as the story and each of the characters, and we'll do a tier list where I rank all the characters. So let's go!
So you've come, but you will go no further.
What? Are you getting naked? What?
What have you done to yourself?
That is the truth.
Oh?
The royal scepter is a divine relic that absorbs Magla from people across the kingdom. And thus, on the day the late king's magic fades, I will shape the royal magic anew. All the Magla gathered over these months of turmoil will be restored to the people. Those who can overcome it will be reborn as new humans. I put the same offer to you. Join me.
Oh, fuck no!
Weather this storm and come to me. I will deem you a worthy opponent. It will be a mercy to you, at the very least.
Think, my girl. It's our best play. But with no time for modifications, I can't say how long she'll last in there. I say, we've got one shot to charge in.
A proper dramatic do-or-die fight.
The road you run is perilous.
If we have but one chance,
Yeah.
I'd say the final day is when we'd have
Okay, I was planning on that anyway.
Right. That place is churning with the scepter's gathered Magla. But if the casting steadily drains it away, then much of the ambient Magla should be gone by the last day.
A proper dramatic do-or-die fight. At the very last minute.
We would walk a
I
treacherous
fucking
tightrope
love
until the very
Basilio! Great pride in my past. It's all part of my life as euthanasia. Euthanasia. Euphasia. Her name is Euthanasia? What? Yes? Yes?
I'm so sorry.
No, say it! Say it! She's the canon romance option! You would not be wrong, for Kikulas held my family hostage and forced me to abuse my powers to defraud you. Oh shit, he betrayed us!
Thanks, friend.
I made fortunes from this man in particular. What good are soft hearts in position of power if not easy prey? Oh, you're playing an act! Okay, so this is an act you're playing. This is all part of the plan. There you are, you finally arrived. Good people, this brave young man here is the one who saved my family. He pretended to work with Kikulas and save the victims in his clutches. Furthermore, he captured the wicked Kur himself and handed him over to me. As you may know, he's a candidate to become the new king. This is your plan!
Oh my.
You're sacrificing yourself to endorse me! What the fuck? I'm betting big on your big ideas. Thank you for changing my life. You fucker! What? Win, Joker, for the sake of this world. What the fuck? I understand!
Now then.
Then let his life be forfeit. So on the crimes of Kikulas.
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 19 days remain.
That flabbergasted me, dude.
Here you are.
What the fuck? Why? Why would he... What? Why? It's fucking Akinari all over again.
Let's do it.
What the fuck? He's such a badass. He's so fucking cool. This motherfucker. He just shot up from like mid-tier to high tier. I've got nothing but hate left. Raw hate. I just want to kill. Never stop killing. I can't stop. Bro thinks he's Dr. and Donuts. Excuse me, I hate to bother you, but I really want to talk to you about something. It's something that's on my mind.
Oh,
Can you come out to the deck? Is she actually gonna confess? I was joking about her being the canon love interest. I was joking.
no. Would you consent to shake my hand?
Consent is important, yes.
Said we Mustari have two kinds of handshakes. The one we did back then was to demonstrate trust, but this time, I want the other kind. I want to convey my feelings to you.
Wait, didn't she say something like... The other kind we do is when they get married or some shit?
I understand.
Oh,
Marriage right now?
thank you.
I was joking! I was kidding! Having a canon romance option makes it, like... This is what I hoped for when I heard that this game would have no romance options. Because having a canon thing like this makes it a lot better to write and makes the relationship feel a lot less forced than in Persona. Like, in Persona, my girl Ann just finishes hugging Shiho and then you ask her out. So yeah, it seems forced, but in a game without romance options, the actual romances can be written to make more sense. And I like that a lot. I wish they did more. I thought they were going to do more of that, but I'm glad they added this at least. Because having a good written romance is better than, oh hey, you can just romance anyone you want, even your own fucking sister, because Persona 5 moment.
We'll combine our strengths.
Let's keep cool.
Glasses? I got spoiled on this, but look! Disturbing the peace! Welcome to us! So, that's another point for metaphor.
It's a weapon of mass destruction. Capable of destroying the world as we know it.
A weapon?
Like the King's magic or Luis's magic.
A nuke? We built a nuke.
No doubt they only thought to prove their hypothesis, no matter the danger involved. Only once it became real, they saw the horror in what they'd created.
Aren't these relics?
So this was that.
Weren't these relics from the old era? Is this literally Oppenheimer's thing?
Put it back together.
Let's use it to defeat Luis.
And potentially annihilate the entire continent in the process.
No, if we fired directly into the Magla storm.
I'm grateful you gathered all the pieces for me, but I have a responsibility.
I want to find out what it does.
I'm going to destroy it myself.
If we fired what if we just fired directly into the Maglosphere? What'll Luis do then? He's like sitting on his throne. Oh, I cannot wait until those pesky motherfuckers come to attack me. I want to touch on the music again real quick because I do think my opinions have changed on it. Back in the first video of the series, I mentioned that I wouldn't be putting it on my playlist because of the genre, but now it's on my playlist because I think it's a banger either way. Of course, I prefer Persona soundtracks, but that is a matter of subjective opinion, and honestly speaking, this soundtrack is just below the Persona soundtracks in terms of how much I like them. It's a bit of an acquired taste, but once you get used to it, it goes crazy.
Angry, and rightfully so. But
it was planned out between the two of you.
I wager you must be furious with me. I'm sorry I didn't let you in on the plan. I knew you would be against it.
Oh, he's dead right about that.
Believe it or not, such desires. Such a man ought to die.
Why would you think that? No,
I
you
found a way
can
to make a worthy
change.
end of
You
it.
can grow and change.
Come to
You could
think
have
of
done
it,
it in life.
Death, too.
Alonso's
Are you,
letters going.
perchance, looking for this?
No!
Did my last words have you in tears?
You motherfucker! You motherfucker! I cried over you. You bitch. I was sad over you. I was sad. You made me actually care about your character. You motherfucker. You owe me though. You fucking owe me like a drink or something. You owe me therapy for putting me through that mental trauma. Why is every social link in this game so much more emotional than Persona? So, who's ready to grind? At the site of the final trial. Oh boy, there's one more super boss. It's Joker Persona 5. A wave of Magla! No, it's going to materialize. Heroes of this world, I bid thee welcome. Thou hast come to seeking a forbidden power that would be thy legacy. For thou who seekest power, I bestow upon thee death. That is the forbidden power I must grant. What?
Huh?
One could say that this is the true dragon. It takes the form of a person. As you battle with your shadow. Right, I only say that because I know you'll save me well before it comes to that, Your Highness.
I'll see you later.
Well, tomorrow's the grand finale. If you have any final things to say to anyone, I'd best do it now. Are we going to die? It's telling us to say our goodbyes now. That Yufa, always in a hurry. She'll never change. I've been looking after her for some time, but I'm thinking it's time... She can look after herself! She's an independent woman!
Yeah. Thanks.
She does more than trust you. If you've been planting false expectations in my sister head, I hope that you know I won't stay quiet about it. Yeah, of course! This is the shell of a ripple snail. It's a good luck charm here on the island. Tradition says it contains a prayer for its owner to return home safely, just like the waves return to the shore. Wives give these to their husbands when they head out to sea. That's quite the gift. Oh, did I say their husbands? Yeah, you have some explaining to do. Bye! I like them, they're dorks. Having a canon love interest makes me feel that more, like, they're that more important.
You are not the sole wielders of these lost archetypes. I am Luis, bearer of the royal scepter. With only a thought, the power of kings is mine to command.
What?
Behold, and I will reveal the secrets still beyond you.
Oh shit! He's got archetypes. That's a big-ass archetype. He's... Oh, Jesus Christ, he's naked.
They won't hold back!
I do not fear death. And yet...
Did we win? Or is there a second phase?
I've done it! Still has the royal scepter. If we let him buy time, there's no telling what he'll do.
Bloody hell! We can't even go after him.
Nurse, now would be the time.
Reorganize. Your Highness, you get in the runner first.
What?
We'll buy you some time for takeoff.
We can fight them together.
No. Even if we get the Skyrunner off the ground, it'll all be for naught.
It's a 1v1?
Had
No!
you suggested it, I would have done so myself.
You're gonna sacrifice
What else
yourself.
are we gonna do?
Oh, they're all going to die here! No!
Endure this.
Guys, get on the ship!
Sure you wanna die next to me, old man?
No!
Thought you ate
They're gonna die! Everyone's gonna die! Please don't die. Stroll! Stroll, no! They're joking, right? Stroll! No!
Finally, I've earned my title.
What the fuck? We came all this way with them! What the fuck?
She flies. Straight and steady.
Our kingdom is in your hands, my prince.
What the fuck? We came all this way for fucking nothing!
We gotta go back! Everyone, they're going to!
We can't go back now.
We have to!
Take cover in the back. You made my dreams come true.
No, it's not you two!
If we live, we'll meet again.
You have to live!
What are you?
Let's fly!
What the fuck? Why would you do that? Nerez! How? I've been relying on my party for everything! I can't do it without my friends!
Strength!
Take your true form and become worthy
Oh!
of a new world.
You're turning me into a human again! Get up and fight!
Not again!
What?
What? We have a human heart! You'd rather kill yourself than... What did we do wrong?
This can't be! Wake up! I said wake up! Hey, please!
My obstacles are clear.
The boy
Open your eyes!
is no more.
Wake up! Please! You have to wake up.
The book. Did we get the bad ending?
This is a place that exists between reality and fantasy. In other words, the world we've been living in is fantasy. The journey was all an illusion.
What?
An illusion?
It's
There's
all
nothing but despair
the
in that
game?
world. In the end, a fantasy is just that. A fantasy.
Oh my god! This is just Danganronpa V3 if it was written well. It's... The moral of the story is fiction can change the real world, right? The fiction matters. I'll always be a defender of Danganronpa V3's ending. I think that what it was trying to do beneath everything was a really nice message about fiction and how it can impact the real world and change reality. It was a lovely message that I take with me everywhere I go. However, I do realize that V3's ending is flawed. While I will always defend it for what it was trying to do, and what it actually was are two very different things. Between all the bullshit that Samugi pulls in the trial and, like, the feeling that people got of just the game patronizing them and saying they're a bad person for liking the game, I can see why people dislike V3's ending. I won't deny that at points that's how it comes off sometimes, but in the end it was trying to make a statement about fiction. Metaphor's meta-narrative then is if you took the message that Danganronpa V3 was trying to say and fixed the execution of it, took away all of the bullshit that the final trial of V3 had that made the message get so muddled and made the ending so hated. And since I was already a fan of Danganronpa V3's ending and the message it was trying to tell, seeing that message done justice in a way that's tactful and won't cause as much fandom discourse as V3's ending did is just so incredible. I love it. It's peak. What? I'd say it's a Persona 5 reference.
Indeed.
But
it's the world I wrote accounts of in my novel.
Real gamers say it's a Twowie reference. Persona 5 did not invent Japan. Twowie did. But it's not real, it's still inside the game. At this point, my webcam died, so I'm going to zoom in on the gameplay footage so you won't see my face anymore. Sorry.
This place, it isn't a utopia.
I've been thinking about it for some time. Does the novel truly depict the ideal of our world?
Will you deny that the world of the novel is utopia?
I understand now. It's hard to say it, but this place isn't an ideal world after all. Because, oh my god! They actually went for there! This is just V3 if it was written well! Who are you?
Who are you?
Me. If I were to call myself by a name you know...
Oh my god, he's me!
My name...
Oh no, never mind.
Claudius V. I once reigned as king.
Wait, Dad?
We are on the cusp of dying at Luis's hands. Is that not proof enough that we lack the power to change reality? I can't let you throw your life away against that man. I must stop you. Even if you come to hate me for it. Fantasy is a curse, sweet in seeming. And if I must save you from it, I will teach you what reality is.
Oh shit, we're fighting him!
Do you hear me?
Are you alive?
Wake up, Your Highness!
They're alive!
How?
To become king, you will have proved your ideals correct. That fantasy is not an empty dream, but one with the power to change the world. It's literally Danganronpa V3! The book's fantasy changes the real world in the game, and the real world in the game changes our world. It's V3 if it was written well. If it didn't like make fun of the audience who likes the game.
Thank the stars.
Huh. Considering it was we who engaged Amata's gambit,
yeah,
this must be rather humorous to him.
Never again!
What? What happened? Oh!
His aura is entirely different. It's a magla burst.
Oh, his anxiety!
He's becoming a human.
Come on then! No choice now. We prove ourselves with all that we are!
Let's go then! This is our final battle!
did it. We're #1.
Not yet.
What?
I have my ideals.
Hello again.
Your fantasy is naught but lies!
Fiction can change reality, bitch.
What? What's going on?
Oh, right! What the... The Gauntlet Runner?
Now, die!
No, bitch!
Fantasy is more than an empty dream. It's a dream.
This is just V3, but better! This is just V3, but better! Wait, did our fucking ship transform into an archetype?
Damn you!
Kick his ass! Yo, this is so cool. It's peak, Your Honor. It's fucking peak.
As a ruler, I've much to learn.
Wait, I forgot. He's his own character. He's not me. He's not a
I
stand-in.
believe the world can change by...
No lord remains for you to kneel before. Please take the crown with your own hands, my king.
Look at it. We look so goofy in the coat, though. Look at her big ass head, tiny ass head in the coat. Why are there 35 days and... Why are we just walking around in our normal citizen clothes as king? Do we have someone protecting us? There might be like an assassination or some shit.
How the news?
Hey, isn't the king supposed to be here?
When did he? I've said countless times not to leave unannounced.
Wait, I just realized this is gonna be a Persona game for the first time where you don't abandon your friends at the end and go back to where you lived. Holy peak! Holy
Definitely
peak!
a little rougher outside the capital.
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind. Is fantasy a powerless creation? A timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer.
Wait, that's what seeker means! Seeking for the
He
answer!
will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope.
The purpose of the magic was to reach out to me. It's like some Wingaster, the connection has been established.
And it was you.
There's a fucking stowaway!
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind. Oh.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
But hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Wow!
Oh, right, Maria wanted to see the rest of the world!
Poetic indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
Who's running the kingdom? Who's running the kingdom? What a game! What a game, honestly. I'm gonna give my thoughts on on the story live now, because I would have done it in an overview in like a voiceover, but I think it's better to give it live, right, fresh off the heels of the ending. I guess that means it's time for me to shine, so you have something to look at that isn't just the credits. While each of the modern Persona game has one main theme that they center around, like Persona 3 is death, Persona 4 is finding the true self, and Persona 5 is rebellion, this game has like a bunch of different themes that are like all put together in one big package. There's the theme of anxiety, there's the theme of fantasy, there's the theme of like discrimination and people not being right to each other. That is amazing, I think, because like they took all of these themes and put it into one cohesive story that themes made sense in the end, that got you and like drew you in and made you emotional and made perfect sense in the end. And the fact that it's able to tackle so many things is a testament to the writers and how good they are. And I like the way the story goes. Like, there's really nothing in the game that feels like it's slogging along. Like, in Persona 3, the first few months, at least until Strega is introduced, the story kind of, like, slogs along, like, oh, defeat this shadow, oh, defeat another shadow, oh, defeat another shadow. What this game does with its story is it just has new things constantly happening. Like, at one point, you're undercover working for Luis, sneaking into his ship. At one point, you're going to the Grand Cathedral with plans to kill Luis. And then next point, the world's ending, and like Luis is summoning all the Magla. I think that's great. I think that's like incredible that they were able to do that and keep the story interesting and fresh. And the journey aspect, I loved the feeling of going on a journey together. Like, I think that was a great way to take Persona. I feel like Strikers was just like, you know how they traveled all across Japan? That was just a precursor to this. Strikers was, this game is, if you took the journey aspect of Strikers and focused in on it in terms of gameplay and story. And like, I love how you travel all across the world. And then the meta-narrative. I said this before, I said this earlier in the stream, but the meta-narrative is basically just Danganronpa V3 if it were peak. This ending is essentially what Danganronpa V3 was trying to do, realized, and made it like the best it could possibly be. Like, they took out all the bullshit from V3's ending and just got the message of V3 across so well, while also tackling all these other different things. And I'm shocked that the meta-narrative didn't come more in, considering we literally named the player. I'm kind of shocked the meta-narrative didn't come, like, wasn't as in your face as it was until the ending. But I'm fine with that, because honestly, not every game needs to be a Deltarune. Like, Deltarune is already going to examine the relationship between player and protagonist, and not every game needs to be Deltarune. I like the more, like, held back approach this game did to the meta-narrative. Having it there, but in the background. The Great Seeker.
Dear guest,
me.
From a world I shall never know.
Hi.
In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction. However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your
That's
reality.
The point!
I hope
That's
the
the
promise of
meta-narrative.
our world echoes in you. With all my heart, I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
It's peak. Okay, time to make a tier list of every single character in this game. Let's go. Here's Fully Ordered, by the way. So, Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg, I liked her, but I feel like she's the weakest party member. Don't get me wrong, I love her character design. I love her, like, arc in the game. I think her arc is interesting, but it's not as interesting as even some of the social links. And I feel that she is the weakest party member. That being said, she is an incredible character. I just never got as attached to her as I did the other characters in the game, and especially the other party members. So I'll put Hulkenberg in B tier. Barden, I loved his arc about, like, protecting his town and wanting to be good to his town. I loved his character design of, I love his, like, design of, like, wanting, not character design, but just his arc of discovering the evils in his town and wanting to be good about it. Adds more to the world as a living, breathing place. I don't know if he's better or worse than Hulkenberg, though. Honestly, Hulkenberg's design might carry her. Fabienne, I think she's alright. I mean, I'll put her in C tier for now, because I didn't really grow to care about her because she's not a confidant. Like, her design is great, and that's really what brings her here. I love Fidelio, but I have to place him here because honestly, I thought they were going to do more with his character because, like, I thought that Basilio and Fidelio were going to have to end up fighting. Like, Fidelio would have betrayed, like, Basilio would have betrayed Luis, and Basilio and Fidelio would have to fight. But I like what they did instead of him sacrificing himself for Basilio. But that's just the thing, is his character arc really exists to set up Basilio's character arc, so I really can't put him higher than this. Gallica I'll put in A tier. I think she's funny. I think she's the best guide character the game has had, and I like how one character remains the guide the whole time. I think she's a great mascot, and I think that she's funny. She adds so much to the game. If she weren't there, I think I think the game would be a lot less humorous. But her arc didn't really stand out to me, so she doesn't really get higher than A tier. Him, he existed. I'm gonna add a row of no opinion for characters that I really don't care about, but I don't hate. Heismay is an easy S tier. Like, the fact that when you first see him, you think, he's gonna be the funny mascot character, akin to Morgana or Teddy. He's just gonna be the goofball. But he's one of the most well-written characters in the game. I think that carries him. His arc with his son is so good. I love, like, you can feel the loss he feels. You can sense the emotion coming from him. And he was one of the characters that made me the most emotional in this game. So, yeah, easy S tier. Honestly, one of the best characters in the game. The King and the Prince I'm going to put in no opinion because I'll be rating them when I rate Moore and MC. Glidell, I hate this son of a bitch, and I get that that's the point, but I hate this son of a bitch. But he works as a villain, I'll say that. He works as a villain. I love his design. He works as, like, an early game boss you have to beat. Him, no opinion. Like, I really didn't get to know him well enough to put him anywhere. Same with these guys. You really don't get to know the other candidates enough to get a good opinion on them. Honestly, this tier is going to become D tier, and then no opinion is going to become F tier, because I don't know if there's a character there is. But all the other candidates go here besides Glidell. Alonso is an S tier, dude. This motherfucker got me so emotional over his death. I honestly thought they were doing an Akanari again. And then he just shows up like, hey, what's up, motherfuckers? This son of a bitch. I want to strangle him. And that is exactly what makes him S tier. Because I love that about him. His arc of being a villain and turning to a hero, I love a good redemption arc, so that is great. But yet, he still maintains those villain tendencies, the lying and the cheating, all the way up to the end. So I think that's amazing. I don't know. I just don't think she got... I mean, honestly, no. I don't know where to rank these two, though, since D tier is now not no opinion. Who the fuck is this? I straight up don't remember you. Juna's great. Like, she's lovable. She's like the Rise of the game. And so she's like this peppy pop girl that loves singing and doing shit. But also she's got one of the most tragic stories with the shit with Rella. And I love that. I think that's great. I do think the flirting comes on a bit strong at the beginning, and that's really what keeps her out of S tier, but I do think she's top of A tier, because she is just an incredible character. That both has a tragic story, but also is just fun. Stroll, I'm gonna put in S tier. He's the quintessential bro character, and my favorite part about Stroll is that they made a Persona bro character without him doing sexual harassment. Yeah, I would rate all of the Persona bro characters higher than Stroll. I do think Stroll's arc of like his town and homeland being burned down, he makes sense throughout the entire game. He just makes sense. Luis will put bottom of A tier. I love a villain that makes sense, you know? I love when villains make sense, and, like, you can see where Luis is coming from, what he's trying to do for the story. You can see where Luis is coming from, what he means, what his motivations are behind wanting to turn everyone into humans, and I love how he always stays one step ahead of the party until the ending. I love how the entire game is just focused on beating his ass. He's the perfect villain for this game. Maria. Oh, Maria. I said this in the gameplay, but she's basically Nanako too. Like, she's the little sister character. She's your little sister, and she's so charming in like the sense that, oh, I must protect her at all costs. She is kind of like emblematic of what you're trying to achieve in the game, but also I love that she loses so much over the course of the game, and you have to cheer her up over and over again, and yet she survives it, and she comes out one of the happiest characters at the end of her link. So I think she's really well written, so I'll put her there. More, and by extension the king, is alright. I love how he kind of serves as the antithesis of the fantasy is only fiction thing. I love the plot twist of him being the king, and I love that he's the only one to communicate with us directly. I think he's just an interesting character. I just wish he was explored more. Grius. He's alright. He really serves one purpose, and that's the dad character's that mentor figure that dies early character. I mean, he's alright for the little time around. He's alright, and he leaves a big impact on the story. Even up till the ending, he's a prominent character, like in terms of his impact on the plot. But his purpose is really just to die off early. top of B tier for Nurse. I think he's funny as fuck. Like, his whole arc of wanting to be a failed inventor, of being a failed inventor and wanting to, and being like an adventurer, so like adventure happy is really what gets me. What really gets me is just his humor, how he's so excited about everything going on. His voice actor does an amazing job at selling this character's excitement with everything, and he's just a funny guy to have around. I'll put this guy in F tier. He really doesn't have a redemption arc. He just realizes, oh, everything I've known is a lie, and then you never see him again. I wish they did more with him. I was really expecting they would do more with him. I thought we would have like a second fight with him. So Godot, I think his name was, really left me wanting more of him, and like Rella I'll put in B tier. Below more, I was really shocked, like her being the one that attacked the prince that never even crossed my mind as a possibility. So that kind of came out of nowhere. I think her character's alright, like she really doesn't get much character development until the ending, until her boss fight. But I love that, and she really exists to set up Juna's character, but I could see where she was coming from, why she did what she did. I just think she isn't as interesting as some of the other characters. Speaking of which, MC! My favorite thing about him is that he feels like it's his own character, and it's not just the voice acting that does this. I mean, a lot of it is the fact that he's voiced, especially during like the ending cutscenes and all that, but you could really feel his character, even outside of the dialogue choices. You can feel his character through the actions he takes throughout the game, and like from what he chooses to do, from choosing to help people, from choosing to enter the tournament. You can really feel his character, and especially towards the end of the game, like at the epilogue where he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sneak out and go talk to people." I think that just adds a lot to his character, and he's the most interesting protagonist of the 3 modern Persona games and this game I think there is. Minus Anime U, of course, because Anime U is cooler. Basilio, he's at the top of the tier list. I love me a good redemption arc, and he goes through so much, and yet to see him take a stand and join with the party is just so cool. I love redemption arcs, so I'm gonna put Basilio there. I get that what they were going for was like the cool, emotionless robot character, but she wasn't really interesting to me. She never really stuck out to me as much as the other social links in the game. She is probably my least favorite social link in the game outside of Moore. No, honestly, I'd even put her below Moore. I mean, her arc's alright, her design is great, but it's just, her arc is, I never really cared about it as much as the others. I do like what they were trying to do with her, but again, she is just alright. This motherfucker is here. Klinger. He's a good first villain, don't get me wrong. I hate his guts. I hate everything about him. Katharina. I'll say this for Katharina. No other character has gotten me to talk about politics more on stream than her. Like, no other video game character. Period. And if a character is able to get me to talk about real-world politics, about the socio-economic status of the United States, I think that's a sign of a good character. Her design is she has my favorite design in the game by far. And that's really what carries her all the way up here. But I do like the arc she goes through of realizing that, hey, stealing isn't a bad thing, and yeah, the rich are evil, but we should, like, not directly steal their money and give it to the poor, but instead take their money via taxes and give it to the poor that way, and invest in things like the school that she sets up. Zorba, he's okay. He's basically just a more interesting version of Glodell. I think I wish his reasons for working for Luis and being so steadfast in his faith were interesting, but Zorba just wasn't too interesting compared to the other characters. Chieftain guy, he's funny. He stands out more than these guys do. He's funny, I like him, he's useful. I like how he always talks about his food, and the last scene with Yufa before the final dungeon was hilarious. But other than that, I do think he just wasn't that interesting. Forden! Everything bad that happens in this game is because of this motherfucker. And the worst part is, we don't even get to fight him. It's Luis that kills him. Like, I wanted to have at least one fight with him. I wanted to put the hands on this motherfucker, this racist motherfucker myself. Because he sucks. And, like, that's the point. He's a villain. But the fact that we never get the as the player, never get the satisfaction of beating him is a waste of him, of the hatred that is built up for him so much over the course of the game. And finally, Yufa. She's my favorite, dude. Yufa and Basilio are basically tied. I think Yufa is better than Basilio. The one thing that puts Yufa above Basilio, I'll go with that to the end, actually. But Yufa is great. Her character is incredible. I love her arc in the social link of wanting to get to know the world and wanting to help people. I love her arc in her actual arc of wanting to die, but realize there's more to her life than just death, and realizing that her world, like, even though her destiny shouldn't be death, and she can do more for the world alive than dead. She's hilarious, my favorite weird girl. I love the archetypes of, like, the funny weird girls, so she's great. I think the one thing that puts her above Basilio, though, is the implied romance between her and MC, because it makes more sense than any Persona romance option. And that solely comes from the fact that she is the only character who you flirt with that much. And the fact that there isn't a set romance system like in Persona. And she's just emblematic of everything I love about this game, from her humor to her character. And yeah, that was Metaphor ReFantazio. Thank you for joining me on this months-long series on this channel. I was really excited for this game, and it lived up to every single expectation. It honestly just depends on how good Mario and Luigi is to see if this will be Game of the Year or not. But as it stands at this current moment of recording, I do think that this is my favorite Game of the Year. But I guess you'll just have to wait and see until the top 10 games I played in 2024 list, huh? So if you want to see that, go ahead and subscribe, because it'll be coming out the last Sunday of the year. Thank you once again for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!